Yeah, calling the select board meeting to order at 7:01 on November 25th, 2025. Board members present, Terry Redfield, Isaac Cathell, Carl Haynes, Robin Chestnut-Tangerman. No public present, no one attending on Zoom. So the first order of business. Additions or any additions or deletions from the agenda?
I was wondering if we wanted to change the select board assistant discussion to an executive session on personnel.
Yep. Okay.
All personnel issues.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you. If there are no other additions or corrections, start with approval of minutes of the last meeting. Did you get a chance to see them?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
I have one
Oh,
concern. The vote on the credit card policy.
mhm.
I think it says I abstained as opposed to voting against it.
Oh,
Okay,
that.
If we could just delete the abstention.
Easy fix. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. With that, one correction, all in favor?
I
Aye. No public comments, if there is nobody here.
I would, I guess, just quick say, I noticed that the plants got planted. I think that was Eileen that was doing that, heading that.
These ones out here, but, yeah, that
But
was,
the thing, just a thank you, I guess, that those got planted and look good.
don't know if it's the
well, it was,
garden club or
I think it was Eileen and
Meredith.
Meredith, and I don't know who, there was more than just Eileen, and that was done
I think we should just
6-7
post
weeks
thank
ago.
you.
Just on the thing that there's a thank you from the select.
Recognize the plants,
Yes.
thank everyone involved,
Shrubs or whatever.
recognize. plants.
Yeah, whatever.
They
Look
were
good.
We'll know in the
winter
future.
Thank you for that.
Winterberry plantings, and thank everyone involved, yeah. Thank you for that, yes.
Next item is to appoint a health officer. And I spoke with Rita Nelson, who agreed to serve until town meeting anyway, and would reconsider at that point. I'm happy to fill this in.
I so move the appointment of Rita Hanson to the position.
1 second.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I like the way this is going. I do have
Get
a,
out of here by 8 o'clock. Remember, we get down.
Just past my bed.
We only have a plan for that.
I guess that's something related to select board assistant, but I'll wait. And, see where it fits in better. keys and locks.
Oh,
Um, I don't even have, I didn't bring
Right.
the list with me. And I just have not done anything towards clarifying that.
Yeah, I think, so last time we left it, Patty just wanted us to do like it all at once, because there's a $40 charge. And we do it bits and pieces every time we do it.
right.
And we were kind of waiting on the assistant and a new hire for the select, like a new appointee for the select.
Mhm.
I think with where we're at, with that,
Just want to make fun.
there wasn't a whole lot as far as getting rid of old codes. It was more just
I had two, and I haven't
could
been able to get a hold of.
So if we just cancel their codes at this point, like we know those two want to cancel. Herb gave his key back, we can cancel that one.
Chris Fair.
Chris Beard,
Yeah,
should
that's
be
one.
canceled.
Yeah,
Don't have a fee, but I can cancel his code.
Meredith can keep hers because she's an auditor now.
Yeah.
Right.
Pete Stevenson has a master. We probably still want to.
I would say leave out.
John
Yeah.
Weatherhall.
That was the other one that.
Yeah.
We can, supposedly he didn't know where his key was anyways. The question was whether she needed it as an auditor, but I guess we can wait. Because the 1,500 number that's posted for Middletown doesn't work, so I don't know if it's not a Middletown number. That it doesn't go through. It doesn't say it's not in service.
Mm.
It just says it's not available or something.
Yeah.
And I can just give Tracy a call and say, if she finds the key, please try it.
Right.
Okay.
That's the number, the 1,500 number that I have for, doesn't go. I haven't been able to get a hold of her. I tried
Yeah, we can
to, there is a church number in Pollitt, but no place on any of the sites have a different phone number.
You can send her an email.
Yeah.
She's an auditor. You can send her an email. But yeah, it looks like the only one that heard was returned his.
Mhm.
Looks like the only one really is Chris Beard, John Weatherhog, and Bill. If we wanted to do something with him.
And Patty said there was something about Bill was gonna do volunteer and doing something that. I don't know.
He offered to get a hold of the engineer down in for the West Street property as part of the building committee, land committee, town garage committee, whatever it is that hasn't done anything since we went back and hired an engineer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the most like up to debate one, whether to
Mhm.
cancel that one. Would be if he, like, even if he was on call as an operator in the winter, like why would he need access to the building for that?
Right.
So yeah, I'd go either way with that one.
Okay, so if we cancel codes, so remove, John. Yeah,
Yeah, but we could just do our thing and cancel Chris Beard, John Weatherhog, Bill Reed, whether they have keys or not.
Right, and then get the keys back when we do.
If we ever get them
Yeah.
back, we get them. But if we
And-
don't, we don't.
we have Herb's keys back, but he
Yes.
needs to be taken off.
His code needs to be taken.
Yeah.
I had a question about because assistant wise, we wanted the assistant to also have one. Is because of the $40 extra charge of doing it again later, can we add like an extra key and code just as like a spare?
Well,
Is
they
that-
normally pick their own code, so.
Okay, but okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you can't. It has to be done.
Once again, until the assistant has knowledge
Why would they come in?
and have,
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't be coming in during off hours.
There's a much in that office that needs to be done when she's here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And the financials are in that office over there, but that,
No, that's true.
I haven't thought about that.
Okay.
Discuss.
Mhm.
So, it sounds like we know what we need, and
Mhm.
we can present this to Patty.
And you want to add us on there or no?
yes, well, except for those people that are going on vacation all year.
Um, Yeah, so,
So you have to pick your own code.
oh, I see, I'm on here because I'm inactive and returned it in March 24.
Right, because you actually did your job, it's already gone. You could have just kept.
Already been rejected once. Okay.
And then the other part of it is the highway employees
Mhm.
having access to the bathroom.
Okay.
Because for whatever reason, that fell apart.
Mhm.
What I hear, I
Do
haven't.
they need more than one?
The code would be the question. The code is for the individual.
Yeah.
So,
And you're not
Patty.
not supposed to share it.
yeah, Patty's can track everybody that comes in here from the master. So that would be why both of them should have a code.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Right, just so we know exactly, it's not just the highways in the building, it's specifically somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not that Chuck wants to get involved with the paperwork in there, but
Okay, so, and Cade wasn't on here, he didn't have.
Because we draft, like that was drafted before we hired
Yeah.
an assistant, so
Okay.
it was just, I think it says at the bottom, select board assistant, but
Yeah.
that's all.
So the long and short, we want to remove the codes for Herb, Chris Baird, John, Weatherhog, and Bill. Is that right? And then add Robin and Isaac
Mm-hmm.
for keys and codes, correct?
and Chuck and
And
Philip.
And Chuck and Philip, or just one? Well,
Yeah.
Has that like, how often does it happen that they would use the bathroom in off hours? Like it's more of a legal thing than a need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, because during the day, I mean, you never know when a storm is. A lot of times it's at night, but Wednesday Patty isn't open, or Thursday or Friday, only half a day. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's good to have a real.
And I have not looked into porta potty, you know,
Yeah.
he says it needs a good cleanup.
Is that something we need to do? Get a new porta potty company? There's definitely better, like there's ones that keep them clean.
I don't
know. I've been over there working when they come and change them out and whatever. They weren't doing it on a regular basis. I don't know.
Yeah.
Haven't used it in quite some time, so I have no idea.
I would think the price for what we're getting, I think, is adequate. $110, I think it is, because that started after the labor and industry showed up here, and we got that because there was an issue.
I would think if there's an issue, the person or persons that use it on a regular basis should be the ones to
That,
say something.
That porta potty is also built for Fort Dumpster, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's
So
the primary, well, Fort Dumpster, and it's shared 50-50 for, transfer station and highway.
So is the idea that we're getting rid of the porta potty?
No,
Okay.
and the AOT guys, personnel use it when they come through town. And.
So we can charge the state.
Oh,
Well,
surprising the amount of traffic that goes in this one over here at the store
Really?
that people
Yeah.
stop.
yeah, probably more use that, you know.
I see the meter reader truck here because I know her from the post office. I work with her there. Go by, nobody in it. She's in the porta potty.
Okay, so, I'll move that we, we submit this, revised list to Patty, to the town clerk, to order fees and codes.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Right.
Aye. Aye. Town officer reports. This looks like a quick one. Jenny sent out the revised. Right.
Yep.
Um,
Which I guess we already approved, so it shouldn't,
yeah,
the approval, just revisit, I guess.
and my concern was, not concern, I think that one issue is that we were vague about who's really responsible for ordering and authorizing and maintaining the car.
Yep.
And we just had it that the select board would determine that.
Yep.
And I thought in the end of the minutes that it goes to the chairman or it designee
Yeah, I think we said
about
chair. or-
both the issue of having to spend public funds between the meetings by subcommittees and the credit card, I thought
Okay,
got included in the discussion of both of them went through the chair.
okay, I know we did that for the authorized agents.
Well, when I read the minutes, I wondered that because
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that part of it. But I do believe,
Yeah, the wording was, there was this, yeah, I'm also confusing that. Yeah, there's the select board chairs or their designee.
has the right to use it.
Or yeah, right, or has the right to choose who the the administrator is, right?
Right, that's the part I was thinking about,
Right.
who is the administrator. But it's, I mean, it makes sense, it's the board, the chair or designee.
Right, so the policy is now approved, but it still lacks still can't use it because there is no administrator designee just yet.
Right. So I would, why don't you say that, the chair is the card administrator and the vice chair is the administrator in the chair's absence.
And is the wording neat? We're gonna all have access, so that the card stays in the building here,
Yes,
you know,
yeah,
where it can be accessible 7/24 someplace,
yes.
you know.
Right.
We'll have to figure out what that is, this
Yeah.
secure location.
Because
Yeah, I thought it was under
if it's here, it's only when the offices are open.
Right.
And if it's in the treasurer's office, it isn't accessible to use. And the other part was that she wanted to take her name off it and put the town on it.
Yes,
And that's where that probably should have been in the beginning,
right.
you know.
Yeah, like the way that the credit card, we can't use that credit card is how this is meant
Right.
to, like, this is for a new credit card with a new administrator, hopefully in the name of the town. But the administrator is the person with all their information on the card. But the card would have Middletown Springs name on the card. But yeah, I think it's a good idea that it's in building until an authorized purchase is.
That somebody can.
Yeah.
Contact you, say, we need the card to go buy this, and you say yes, and come get it.
Which is kind of another layer of making it hard to use the card. Yeah, it's a tough.
Should we further revise this to say that so it's in the policy that the chair and vice chair are the administrator?
The reason that we didn't, or that like Herb was against that, is because that changes every, if not 2 years, 3 years.
Right.
So it'd be reissuing a card every 2 or 3 years versus someone with a longer position who could have the same card. That's the idea. There's only so many people in the government position.
Right.
I wouldn't think it needs to be in the policy. Any motion here technically creates policy.
Mhm.
The key part is, the part that I was opposed to is, let's say in an instance that we actually took the card to an auction to buy something.
Mhm.
That's the way you do it. There will be administrative fee.
Mhm.
And quite often there is a sales fee. And this policy says whoever uses that card is responsible for both them, because this card doesn't allow it, even though it's part of the purchase price nowadays. And it's just like the 3% fee.
And that wouldn't be covered with the tax exempt,
No,
whatever piece of paper we got.
no. So we have a policy that limits where it can be used. And, things are changing out there. It used to be you went to an auction or something, everything was included. The seller paid the auctioneer. Now it's a sub fee coming back to the purchaser.
But it seems like the select board could move to void, eliminate that.
I think we could
penalty
override that
Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
situation happened.
in a case by case basis.
Yes, on a case by case.
I think it's more for incidentals and.
I can't see too much that would use it in an auction. I mean, you never know, but what's our limit? It's only like $2,000.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's $2,000. You're not gonna buy a hell of a lot at a equipment auction. Well,
Maybe the town needs a prize bowl.
why not?
I just tried to print it so that we could sign it and it
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think all we need to do is sign it.
doesn't seem to be printed.
Do you have to push that to print it?
I don't want to touch it. I don't want to mess it up for Pat.
It's like it's waking up or woken up.
Yeah.
Flash.
I don't know if there was any trick to.
Is there anything about, so credit cards have to be paid off by the end of the month?
So goes a good meeting.
So
So goes a good
you
meeting.
have to pay off.
Should have kept that.
You mean this meeting just
Yeah.
happened?
Well, I shut the door behind you.
Oh my God.
You have to pay the card before the end of the month. Is there any situation and then otherwise it starts to accrue ridiculous amounts of interest? Is there any weird place where we get in where someone uses it before or after our last meeting of a month and we can't sign a board order until the next
Well,
month?
From the time it closes, you have so many days, so we should always have a meeting.
Okay. It'll always.
Because you're gonna get the end of the month statement, and you have so many days from the time. the
It doesn't
statement-
happen like if you buy something on the 27th, it's gonna be the 29th of it.
No,
Correct.
No.
It's 30 days
it's,
after the purchase.
it's whenever the statement comes out, you have so many days from the statement to pay.
Yeah, it should be.
And
Thanks.
in the same way that we can sign, you know, highway pay stuff when it's 3 weeks, I think we can do the same thing.
Right. Yeah, we
It
have.
shouldn't be that
Yeah, but
tight. And
just trying to think of all the weird things that could go wrong.
And you wouldn't know until you get the statement, you know, that it's due.
Um,
That's what I'm trying to.
And really, it shouldn't be used anyway. The intent is it's more or less an emergency function. It shouldn't be used on a
Right.
regular basis.
And that's why I'm having a difficult, like all the regulations and rules we're putting on it make it almost unusable.
I mean,
anyway.
it's almost, yes. It's
Because
almost
if it's a, like an in case of emergency thing, but it's back here, then by the time you come back here and grab it and open up the door and do this and that, you could have just gone to a place where you had a credit or a account.
But they're, whoever needs it is working here in town, right?
Mhm.
So if you need something, you're gonna be here in town and.
But
and if
the
you
key
try-
thing would be, if you're buying something online, you need a credit card to pay for it,
That's
For it to be
all.
shipped. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, true.
that would be the ideal time that something like this would happen. You know, for a specialty item or something that was, you know,
well, I don't know, this,
You have to be on the same, the issue is you have to be, your computer has to be on the same network as that printer, and I don't know what, I imagine the printer is on a network that's password protected. If you're on guest, they're not gonna find you.
Ten Springs office,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know if it's, I mean, it's just, it's coming up as print.
Yeah.
Where,
HP color, oh, it's a wrong printer.
yeah, you have to search, can you search for printers in your little print window? Sometimes you can do that.
Meredith is joined on Zoom.
she might have some input.
Are you just got to the
On
credit card
purchase.
policy? Is that where you're at? That's the credit card
Yes.
policy.
Yeah, she can probably tell us how to get to it.
Oh, how to get, what are you trying to print?
Those credit card.
The picture policy.
So we can sign it.
I think I have the old printer, in there. So I don't know how to print it out, but we'll figure it out.
Well, if we don't have the new card yet,
It's not much.
Next item on here, so we already voted to,
We approved it, yeah.
okay. Next item on here is the library.
Which is why I came.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Exquisite time.
Yeah, all the bugs I planted in here, they work perfectly. So you just tell when you're about ready to hit the library. So anyway, yeah, the library project is moving forward. We're they put a little driveway in the front there. You saw that? They're running out of parking spots. So they did some of the parking work. The windows are still slated to come middle of December, and they're going to be removed a week before that, like the 8th or something. The company will be here to remove the old ones and take them away to wherever they bring asbestos laden things. And special wrapping paper.
Asbestos or lead?
Asbestos in all the glazing around each of the panes. Happy.
With lead paint over top.
No, they tested for lead, and there was no lead to be concerned about. So don't have a lead problem. So there will be. They're not here yet, but there will be some change orders coming for the overall project. So there's been so far in the beginning of the project, there's been some things that were unforeseen. So there are some structural things that had to be changed. I don't know the specifics of them. There's a number of them. but we'll be, probably in the next meeting, we'll be able to bring the actual orders and talk through all of that and have a better sense of what that means to the overall project. But I guess how they manage it is they sort of keep them back until they sort of get a sense, there's these are more expensive, but some other things are turning out cheaper, and then they kind of can see how it all shakes out and if there are any real big, changes to the overall scope that have to happen. So they are far enough along in the project, I guess, now that they can start to make those assessments, and so we should have that next time you'll meet. Peter's away for the holiday, so he's the one who's keeping track of that. So there's some stuff around the septic and some structural things. Those are sort of the general, so a little bit of electrical things that needed to be changed, but those will be coming.
Was the location of the meter that changed?
There was a lot of conversation about the location of the meter. It changed a number of times. It was on this side, and then it was over there, and then it was back over here, and then it was in the corner, and then maybe it was over there, but now it's here.
Right.
So that was the preference of the electrician, and he fought hard for that placement.
Is that why it's still excavated there?
It's still excavated because that is going to be poured for the footings for the ramp.
Okay.
So I think the electric is all in. It's all across the road. The new pole is in. I think all of that. The pipes. I don't know if the wires are there, but it's all dug. The conduits.
The 3-phase double service goes into a 3x3 meter socket, 3 foot by 3 foot. So some of the options, it wouldn't fit on the width of the wall to begin with.
Yeah.
And then from the socket back into the utility room, it wouldn't work either to come into it and then back out of it.
Yeah. And it was about the spaces in the joist, because then they had to sister them, so they had less space, and then how and then you're to drill through it. There was a lot of logistics that went into it. It was 3 days worth of talk. But
like normal construction.
The floor joists are 12-inch on centers.
And his sister.
And then they sister, right? So you lost a bit. I think that maybe both sides. I don't even know.
And
Books weigh a lot.
2-3-inch pipes into the
Yeah.
into the electrical panel.
Yes. So, and if we were going to put it on the side of the building, which was the first idea, then we're going to have to build something to protect it from the snowfall. So it didn't work, which was good, which was not in the scope, and it was going to cost extra money. We said, well, go ahead and put it where it doesn't cost any extra. Those are, think of the highlights. I think they're working on interior stuff, putting some more walls upstairs and filling in the cement for the posts that they put in downstairs, and finishing some insulation. I think those are the highlights of the downstairs.
Do you know when they're pouring the ramp?
I haven't heard that, but I imagine, it's dug up, so I imagine it's happening before. I don't know if they're waiting for a certain temperature string of days, I'm guessing. And no rain. So I think, I imagine there are weather constraints they're trying to work around, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit warmer this week, maybe coming up. But I don't know what the temperature for concrete is.
Colder. Not bad. 30 anyway.
Yeah. So yes, that's there. I'm just looking at pictures they sent. They're just framing up in the upstairs. It looks like. I can pass around my phone if you want to.
They're maybe waiting for the concrete crew too to do that.
Right. So it looks like they're working on the upstairs portion of changing the sort of configuration of those rooms in the back, to make what we're going to be. Oh, here's another new wall for the mezzanine part. There you go, new wall. I assume it's a permanent wall. Downstairs they have a lot of pretend walls they're moving around, I assume, to support while they did other things. I was like, why is there a wall there? And now it's gone. So anyway, so that's that. We sent out our annual appeal. Everyone probably received that in your mailbox, so please consider giving a donation to our annual appeal. We sort of beefed it up this year and did a couple of things differently, and according to research, if you sort of write messages, it increases your rate of return. And so we are trying some of that to kind of beef it up, and ahead of what will be sort of a bigger push to a bigger group of people later in the winter, to kind of shore up some of our money needs. That we're calling a Bridge to Tomorrow campaign, which is a little bookmark you got in the one that you received in your mailboxes. So far, early returns on that are looking really promising. Folks are giving a little bit more, it seems like, so that's great. We got word that we received a $4,000 grant from AARP to do some winter programming, but it comes with money for management of the grant, and anything that we don't use can just sort of go into general management money, which is nice. Every little bit helps. We also got word that we got $5,000 from M&T Bank Foundation. That news came in today. So that's just for general project expenses. So that helps. So we have a number of other grants still out, and Kimberly is continuing to apply for those opportunities as we see them. So we're hoping we'll continue to have good luck there. I think those are the highlights, unless there's any questions.
Have you had any communication with Juanita about the proposed audit?
Yes. So I guess, yeah. So I think they had some, you saw the email, she kind of detailed the conversation she had with them.
Yeah.
I think she was thinking her next step is that we should have a more in-depth conversation with the folks who did it before, that group, to get some more of those questions answered. I think that it would be, it sounded like it would be an extra cost if they needed to do it, but they wouldn't necessarily know if they needed to do it. It really depends. It sounded like he said it really depends on a number of things. He quoted a $750,000 limit, but the grant upped that limit. That's standard for federal grants, but they upped it to $1 million. But we're probably going to go past that threshold too, I would imagine, because we're going to spend the bulk of the money in this fiscal year, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's probably a chance that a bill falls after it, but I think they're planning on wrapping up this construction by like March, which is still inside the fiscal year. So I think we'll probably pass the $1 million mark too. So, but he said it really depends on a number of things, like the parameters of the grant and the condition of all the work that we, like our paperwork. And so maybe it would be that, maybe it wouldn't. There was a number of things, and she couldn't answer for him exactly what we've already got in place, which would support maybe his work, or if it would be work we have to do. So that's the piece that she thought we could ask more questions, but we could just assume that it's going to be that extra $7,000, or it may not be. And he said it might not be that much. Maybe it would be less if it required less work, but that's sort of like what they quote to do those extra things. Yeah. So I think her recommendation was that we have just another conversation with him, maybe with someone from the library and herself, and if someone from the board wanted to sort of join in on that too, then they could. So I think, and I guess there was no rush on getting it on the books, it seemed like, because so it didn't seem to have to.
We're a preferred partner.
Yeah, we're a preferred partner, which means something now that I can't remember what exactly, but
they like our money.
Yeah, that's great. They'll take it. But they've we I think continue to favor them just because of some of the feedback we got about the other option, but as well as the fact that they already know our systems and went through it with us last time. And we did make a lot of changes last time around the accounting of the library and the town and how that worked based on the recommendations last time. And they advised us on how to do a lot of things. So they already know that whole relationship. And so it just seems easier than trying to have to explain it to another entity. They sort of we already do it the way that they wanted us to do it. And so we don't have to justify or make changes for someone else who might have a different opinion.
Jenny had said that the library reserve fund currently has almost $6,800 in it.
Right. Yes. And I think that'll be it, right? I think the current budget year, the money is already in there for this current budget year, or was there?
I think.
And was this budget year voted? Because I know it went away at some point, but I can't remember if this budget year is the year it went or was reduced.
She said when interest is distributed at the end of the fiscal year, it very well get us to the 7,000.
Oh, okay. That's what she means. Yeah. Is that the voted on amount? That's the interest. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so there's that, and there are other funds. By the time it comes around, we can figure out how to make that work. But it does sound that it would be an extra cost.
Yeah.
If it was needed.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the update.
Yes, no problem.
You looking up the reserve account? Carl?
Yeah, I've been working at all of them. Just. Got put in here on the 16th.
I think she had said that the math, by the time it rolls around, the audit account would have, I feel like,
Yeah,
was gonna cover the 32, or maybe that was gonna be to 35 or something like that. It was gonna be,
or we could cover the difference in the next
Yeah.
budget year.
yeah, so I think it seemed like it was pretty
Yeah,
close.
20. We're at 27 now.
Yeah,
And it'd be 5. I do believe 5 for this year and 5 for next. So
yeah,
it'd take us to 37 plus interest on the 32. So
yeah.
we're maybe in the ballpark already.
So I guess I can circle back with Juanita just to wrap that up, just schedule time with her and someone from the library. Does anyone from this, did any of you also want to be sort of connected to that as well, or not?
I would be, I probably won't be around. It depends on the timing.
Okay, all right, so I'll just let her know and then we'll let you know what we decide, and then if you can, great.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else for Crystal?
That's good.
Hey.
Yeah, it looks great over there. So there's a lot of.
Yeah, they work really fast, so that's great. I don't know, again, I don't have a sense of where they are as far as their schedule, like it changes a lot, so we have a meeting tomorrow morning, so next week we'll know more.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, no problem.
Emergency management, nothing there. Nothing from listers.
Did we get something from Patty about
Oh,
something?
uh,
She said something that we have to be.
Something due December 10th or something, I don't know, I didn't see anything really.
We
on it
have
either.
to. Where is that?
Yeah, what the heck it was.
we have to send in forms. Please ensure your forms are signed and submitted by the Monday, December 1st.
So I think we did that last time, there was that form that was the emergency management and something.
Yeah, so we don't actually have the form in this email thread, right?
There's an attachment here.
But that's a sub-regional facilitated discussion.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to.
Very good.
So it's there in here from last time. The voting membership reappointment form. Maggie came earlier in the year and presented on the new map.
Yes.
Okay.
And next time Olivia is coming, she came with Lyle last fall.
Okay. I never met them,
Oh, you weren't, yeah,
but yeah,
might not-
they're scheduled for the next meeting.
Oh, no, Olivia and a new person, Caitlin Gates, is it? Bates?
Yeah, Lyle moved up to
Lyle moved up to the
assistant commissioner.
Yeah,
It's a good move.
yeah, good move.
This would be Olivia and Caitlin Gates
Caitlin Gates.
on December 11th. That's needed.
Yeah.
So do we need to reach out to Melissa, Maggie and get that form, or Patty?
Uh, probably, or just contact me.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You too, Crystal. Have a nice Thanksgiving. Did I have Rutland Mental Health listed last time for town report? I don't remember doing it.
Little bit from.
Oh, no, it came in November 14th, and we met November 15th. Answers that question.
Okay, I will contact her for the voting membership reappointment form.
Before we move past it further, the listers, Sally
Mhm.
emailed, wanting to know when is the budget meeting and when the second board meeting in December is, so she can.
So I did reply to her.
Okay.
Saying that the second board meeting is tentatively the Tuesday of Christmas, and we would be scheduling budget meetings tonight.
When did that come in?
Right.
Right now?
No, it was.
No, I read emails this afternoon, or 4:06.
This is something I think Patty forwarded,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah,
went to Patty.
while ago.
Because once I figured it out, it was to Patty, and Patty forwarded it to us.
Huh.
But it was in the last,
Couple days ago.
yesterday or today.
Hmm.
It might have been this afternoon too.
Didn't notice it.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, anything else for emergency management or listers? Okay.
Did you get the gist of her asking? They're required to do trainings. That's what the email was.
Yeah.
She wants to include funding in the future budget
Yeah.
to cover the cost of their training.
In my reply to her, I said, please write us a letter with the additional cost, and if you'd like to come and present it, that would be great at the next budget meeting. Health officer, I will be following up with Rita to fill in the paperwork. Traffic safety task force.
On that note, what I had looked into, a school zone is 300 feet each way of the school. Is the school zone by, I want to say statute, but that's what I found. So, in talking to Patty yesterday, the town's looked into this before on the state highway, and the school is not on the state highway, so that's why there cannot be a school zone on South Street. So I went and from the Y at the bottom, where the two drives come together to the blacktop, is 373 feet. I wheeled it off last night just to make sure so there's ultimately nothing we can push to do on South Street because the school's not on South Street.
So there is a crosswalk there. Could presumably we could do flashing lights or something.
The
at
state,
crosswalk.
that would all be the
Right.
the state.
With state permission.
And they have signs up for that.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to put flashing lights on.
Right. And you probably wouldn't want flashing lights.
So
Anyway.
there
As
is
long as you
one,
aim them right in my front window.
there is
Yeah,
one
300 feet,
sign
that'd
here
be
that
very
says
good.
school,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
it shows school crossing right out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
good intention, but
well, thank you for following up on that.
so.
Did you see, I think it was forwarded to everybody, or we all got it anyway, the note from Lunenburg and Callis. That
Yeah,
was pretty interesting.
Different ways to go about it.
Different ways to go about it. It sounded pretty positive. The only thing with it was it's not permanent. It said after a period of time, it kind of peters out. So you've got to come up with either some new campaign or,
Mhm.
which I guess is no surprise that it wouldn't be permanent. You know, people get used to it and whatever.
Right. But then the second one, wasn't that about like targeted? It was a community.
Yeah, he said you could have people, if there's repeat offenders, whatever, people could actually take note of the color of the car, get license plate and report that to the sheriff or law enforcement, and they go have a chat with people.
Right.
Which I got one today, as a matter of fact. Somebody was right on my ass coming up South Street and right on my ass going up Haynes Hill here, and I was doing 35. Got a little past Robert on the flat there, Pete Parker's, and I was doing 50, and they went flying by me. KSR 647.
So
Can you say that louder?
yeah, for the people in the back. Yeah, I mean, every time we have the discussion, usually it's alluded to the fact. I don't personally know who it is or anything, but everyone seems to know there was a couple people, this and that. And then Robert mentioned speed traffic, and it was like, I don't want to be stupid. Like, why not? If that's the issue, do it once or twice, and then like there's two issues. There's like, it is everyone coming through Middletown from like any tourists or anyone, are they speeding through town because they don't see the signs, or is it like people in town get used to just zipping through town? Those are two different. I think putting up blinking signs that say it's 35, everyone knows it's 35 in town.
Yeah, I think it's the same, local people, maybe not in town, maybe Bolton, all it, but, yeah, people who go through here every day.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I was surprised. We did have the traffic studies done, wasn't that last summer? It wasn't the year before. I think it was last summer, wasn't it?
Well, not this past summer, the summer before.
Not this past summer. Anyway, they had right down by not Buxton Ave, Montvert. They had them there, and they had them up here top of the hill, right? Or
Just past my driveway.
just past your driveway. And overall, I was very surprised that those speeds were not nearly as high as what I would have anticipated. They were, there's a few that were high or whatever, but all in all, they were right within the range, 35, 40 miles an hour, the overwhelming majority. A couple outliers, but wasn't nearly as fast as, because I see people flying down South Street all the time. And I was surprised at the results of the study, quite honestly. They were much better than I anticipated. For whatever that's worth. I don't know.
Right. So instead of it being everyone's going too fast and needs to be reminded of the speed, it's one or two people.
It's a few here and there, and early in the morning, prior 6 a.m. or 6:30, I don't really have an issue with people, trying to get to work.
And you find from past knowledge, the louder the vehicle, the faster they're supposedly driving, because you can hear them coming and you can hear them going. And the assumption is that they're going fast because they're loud. And we have a lot more louder vehicles. I don't know how they get away with inspecting them, but that's just the craving now from the straight stacks out through the back of cocks and all that. But there's a lot more of that around. That's the craving right now. So I think that's part of our.
Yes, that is part of it too. So I'm not opposed if we do find the blinking sign that's, pretty cheap, whatever, it's worth a try. But I like the little long sign campaign. I like that idea and people getting involved and move them around and we could put some blurbs out on front porch for them to remind people, but that's only gonna get our own town people. It's not gonna get surrounding communities.
I'd love to do portable speed bumps. Just move them around.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, auditors, I see Meredith has joined us. Meredith, any comments?
No, just checking in.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um,
Happy Turkey Day.
Yes, you guys too.
Delinquent tax collector. Trustees of funds.
So yeah, I talked to Jeffrey about that, and he said happy to volunteer, but I would like to talk more in executive session based on more recent other things.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's willing to volunteer or take a position.
Hi, Sean. Just about to adjourn.
It was your turn to bring coffee and donuts.
Tell you what, trying to figure out how long it's gonna take the 7-year-old to eat a spaghetti dinner. Not winning any prizes, I'm guessing.
So we are just going through the town officer reports. That's tracking that up. Planning commission, been playing phone tag with Steve Harrington. He says they're close to finishing with the town plan, and he had a couple of clarifying questions he wanted to ask about licensing of for dumpster, and salt shed, and things like that. So sounded straightforward, and we'll continue to play phone tag until it works. That brings us to town highways.
Well, they've been getting scared with winter, but it hasn't hit too hard. They have had to go out a little bit. I don't know if everybody got the feedback from our new time card, but
From Jenny.
yes.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be a work in progress.
I think it just went to Carl, and she's looking for more information.
Did you?
I didn't get any.
That was in correspondence.
The time cards. The conversion from minutes, I tried to make sure that the employees using the time cards, that the employees got full benefit in the course of the week, rounding it up the week to a 15-minute increment. If it's more than 35 hours, it was 35 and a quarter, one or Phillips punches, I couldn't make out the exit punch. I knew the hour, but what it was, so I just rounded that up to an even hour. I went and showed him, signed off, and I did it. I didn't sign the cards. The employees signed the cards because the old form has a place for the supervisor to sign. I'm doing the cards, so the converting them, that may be an issue if we get into paying exact minutes. The 15, 30, and 45 conversion if we keep to that standard, but
Mhm.
if we go to actual paying for the minute punched, then there needs to be a conversion chart, and that needs to be done when the checks are printed. You know, as far as the time card doesn't need a conversion.
Have we always done 15-minute increments?
Not that I know of,
Okay, so
but they've always wrote their time in on that. So instead of punching in at 6:57, they always called it 7 to 3 or whatever
Right.
in even numbers. So this is one of the things when punching a card,
It's to the minute, or
I'm trying to make sure that there's no time on the card that they're not being compensated for.
It has been in 15-minute increments.
in the past, but
Yeah,
now the time card is every day.
So,
That's what I've always done on the transfer station too.
so
This is the time clock is now
Yeah.
is okay.
that they're punching.
Gotcha.
So are they breaking out their work on the time sheet and then you're.
No,
Slating.
yesterday, I just talked to them about their time cards because they did not fill out a sheet for these 2 weeks. I told them we need to fill out a sheet also for that. So we'll work on that going forward, a supporting document for it. But as far as paying, all they need is a time card to cut the checks.
Okay.
We've had one outstanding bill at Noble's Hardware since September that has not been paid. Chuck called me tonight and he found the slip today in a toolbox. I don't know if it was in a vehicle or in the garage, but I can't. It's from the 17th of September for $37.75. It's been outstanding at Noble's, and that's the number. But there's no way to figure out who signed it, who scribbled it. So that's been kicking around up there. I assume by the parts that are there, it was probably for when they put the new water pump into play that we bought, because they're 2-inch pipe fittings and all that stuff, and pipe dope fittings and all that must be what it is. Plastic nipple or nipples, and
Yeah.
so that one can be taken care of.
But if that's all we needed, right, we can attach that.
So that one can be paid.
Get that paid.
And then there's
I-
that Marcel bill.
I called Marcel's and I'm making, the individual I talked to, I made no headway. So I need to talk to, I think it was Vicky at a later time. She doesn't work on Mondays. So, they do not understand the difference of being tax exempt. What was Googled and read to me was that we're exempt from federal taxes. If they're paid, we can apply to the IRS for reimbursement. So I don't think we're gonna do that.
So we must be their only municipal account, in other words?
I don't know.
How can they not be?
So he couldn't figure out if it was the state tax, that the 24.244 cents that were being assessed, or if it was the federal. He said the total highway tax that's assessed for on-road fuel is, I want to say 50.503 cents, I think is what he said. So we're not paying one, but he couldn't tell me which one we weren't paying. I said, well, we have the Vermont exempt form and we are exempt from federal. So he told me I had to talk to Howard on that account. So I don't know if Vicky will know more about it, but then the outstanding one from the 26th of September, he looked at that and said, well, you shouldn't have been assessed that tax. I was more confused than him when I got off the phone with him yesterday. So we're working on that. I need to talk to both Vicky and I need to talk to Howard. And because Champlain Valley told me that we're exempt from both and we don't have to pay either. And they deliver on-road fuel every Wednesday to town.
I was gonna say, are we still on track to just switch to Champlain Valley? Sounds like it's a hell of a lot easier.
Well, we need to get the problem I'm finding is we're paying some fuel statements when on delivery and not paying a monthly statement. So some are getting paid and some didn't, I guess, is what I'm figuring out. Well, I have a bunch of Noble's slips here that Chuck gave me on Monday that says it needs to be coded. Well, we don't need to code the slips. We need to code the monthly bill when it comes. So we're on a pattern that that's the case. We have the outstanding one that didn't get put on for Windmill that's been back from
August.
It's still outstanding from August when I called and talked to him about. So
Carl, the 24.4 cents is federal tax. And the Vermont tax is 13, what,
depends what field.
0.134 cents. So, yeah,
So we have the Windmill one that I called and they told me it was 3 5-gallon pails of transmission fluid. So the grader is the only thing that I know of that takes transmission fluid. So, but there's not a slip attached to it, so that still hasn't been paid.
we knew there'd be so much detective work involved in highway department.
I'm working on those little things.
That stuff can drive you nuts.
Oh, the other note that I got from Jenny was, oh, here it is. Use winter categories for work done from November 1st to March 31st, non-winter categories for work done April 1 to 31st. I very much have a problem with that. You know, putting a culvert in on Dayton Road, cleaning the ditch on West Street is not winter maintenance.
Right.
And so on the card, I broke out the time, the winter maintenance for putting the sanders together in that category, class 2 or class 3 for sanding the roads, plus regular maintenance and class 3 work for putting the culverts in and that they did, you know. So there's more categories on that time card than normal because we're in that. But I don't believe, or I don't plan on switching everything because of a calendar date.
Right.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way it's been done in the past, but we need to show it in the budget, what's winter and what's summer.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, generally speaking, if you're not doing a culvert replacement or something, actually, whatever, it's just default. Okay, you could call it winter season or whatever, but yeah, culvert replacement or something like that. Non-winter work, I don't see why it couldn't be really coded the way it should be.
Yeah, class 3,
Yeah.
you know. I do believe Salt West Street once, and I didn't break that out into a separate category for that half an hour, 35 minutes. Chuck had punched in and out on line 1 and line 4. He came back later So he punched the back of the card for the same day for the 3 hours and 75 minutes, or 3 hours and 45 minutes or whatever it was. So I added them both, two categories on the front, so it could be to do that. So hopefully we can work through that. One of the things that he's trying to chase down is the new backhoe has a vibration in it. And he cannot figure out what the vibration is. He's called United in Springfield where we got it. They logged on to its computer, and the only code that it showed that it got low on fuel once. It's showing up. So Philip and him had it in the garage the other day, and Philip had the service book trying to get it to cycle its codes so that they could check to see if any codes come up, because he wants to know and wanted us to know if something major happens in the future that he's been looking into it.
Mhm.
Is this at like high speeds or?
First of it, when he was working up the upper end of North Street.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if it was the vibration of the road. Well, he doesn't know. It has exceeded 500 hours, he said. Well, they told him that because it doesn't even display that hours. But they told him it was 510 or something. We talked to them. But he didn't know if our road use is affecting the tire wear that is causing this. You know, they're basically new tires, but it may be the type of tires. So he's trying to troubleshoot it. So, the online or catalog book that we have up there, we have orders for. They've been just buying off the catalog. So an air compressor got delivered the other day, because we had anybody that had an air compressor in there had taken them home in the past.
Mhm.
So, they had no way to blow up the tire on the 1 ton that was going down over time with new tires that got put on. And so there is some winter tires that I think was getting put on maybe this week. A set of winter tires up there, I think, was on the calendar. So I don't know if they remember that or not.
Was that a portable compressor or?
Yeah, it's one that's on wheels.
Yeah.
That got delivered, and then they went and got the fittings to hook it up. So we have a compressor in there now. He was checking on what they had for tools for ordering them in compared to Rutland. We'll know when the invoice shows up, but they found a way to get some stuff. As far as I know, they hope everything is functioning. Philip had brought his welder down and done some welding on the spinner on one of the trucks that he knew was broken and deficient from something. So I think hopefully everything else fairly smooth. Not really in this area, but they are going forward with the flagpole, as everybody's seeing. We're not involved with anything yet. They cannot remove the cement that's in the ground. Martel dug out around it last night, and it's basically 4 foot deep, roughly 4 to 5 foot square, with the old time. Every rock they could find got thrown into it. And so that's staying there. They just broke the uprights off from it.
Mhm.
Jordan did say that he broke 2 teeth beating on it.
So they're just gonna move the flagpole over a little bit?
I think it's gonna sit right behind that chunk of cement.
Mhm.
The base for the new one is supposed to be 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 or 4 feet deep to set the column into that it sits in. And that has a lightning rod in the bottom out of it. It's upside down over Justin's there. So they think they're going to mix that cement to fill that.
So does the new pole slides out in and out of the sleeve?
I do believe so. It's laying beside the church. It got delivered. Well, Chuck thought it might have been their compressor getting delivered when the tractor trailer pulled into the firehouse. So he went up and Justin showed up and they unloaded the flagpoles laying beside the church up there. I did talk to Jordan and told him that the town will take care of the parking lot here and that we hired Amanda to do the sidewalks. So he's all set. I said, if you're doing any other work for the town, continue doing.
Yeah.
Because one of the jobs that I do believe he's still doing is plowing the sidewalk to school. Because that's a town sidewalk and it has to be maintained. And so he plows the schoolhouse hill and the sidewalk for the town hand in hand. Because he does this plowing for the school. He was going to let me know if Cemetery Road, what was up with that. Because Crystal said the contractor was taking care of the library in their winter work. And so it's basically from there to the closed cemetery gate on the town road.
Right.
So if he's plowing at the end of the road, then I said you might just plow in and out and charge us for it and this year, and that'd be taken care of. And that's the only places that he knew that he was still involved in. So
Is he plow for Kimberly, do you know?
he didn't know if he was this year.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
He'll let me know how that was going.
And how about around the statue on the green?
I wouldn't say for sure that it's going to get done this fall, but that's not part of their project.
Okay.
They ended up hiring Jordan to come in with his excavator. I thought Bob might be bringing his excavator down because Bob was asking about it when I talked to him last night. But basically, you're just going to have to dig out the back of one at a time, stand it up, and stone the bottom to level them up one at a time and strap it. I think I got enough straps to go around it so we can work one stone up at a time and it's going to be time consuming.
But that's independent of the
Yeah,
flag
that's something.
Yeah.
Both of them know that I'm involved with taking care of that. Both the church and me. So. And the question on budget. When are we looking at starting our budget in December?
So that was gonna be probably under other business scheduling.
Well, why don't we do it now under the highway? Because that's half the budget.
Yeah, yeah. So,
To that end, I had for myself an old fashioned.
Is this the one that came from her?
Yeah, it came from her, but she
Okay.
forgot to send the first time, but.
Okay, well, I saw that online tonight. And I thought,
Yeah, so Patty.
Thank you
printed it out
for-
for her, so it doesn't, not updated. we don't have updated numbers to where we're at with FY 25, as you can see.
Yeah.
But we've got, you know, we've got 24 and the budgeted 25 to go by, not the actual,
Yeah.
but I asked her if we could have this for tonight, just in case we finished early, we might be able to start looking at something for a little bit to get a head start, but otherwise it'll be our homework assignment for next time. And it is online, if anybody wants to do it online easier, but
And I was wondering if we wanted to meet on the 4th, you know, a special get the budget going meeting.
Got there Thursday the 4th.
Yeah, or like starting out early on the 11th.
When are you leaving?
I'm leaving the 10th.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why don't we start at the 4th?
Yeah.
So you don't really care when we start?
Not so much, no.
Yeah.
I'm, when I can, I'll zoom in, but.
Not that I really want to, but it's probably not a bad idea. You know, before at least to get started, and we usually just do 2 hours and call it a wrap.
Yeah.
Maybe if we met on the 4th, did a couple hours and maybe an hour before each regular meeting and maybe one other, we might be able to knock it out.
Well, we probably need to wait till he gets back in January.
Well, yeah. And, you know, fine tune it a little.
You're gonna make me stay there 2 months?
So I think the other thing that should go on that budget meeting agenda is the discussion for the pre-town meeting.
Yeah, so they.
When all 5, hopefully 5 of us are here to have that discussion, because it needs to be done sooner than later.
Although we should invite Patty for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That would be something that we need to get behind us one way or the other, if we're going to do it this year. Not everybody's,
Are we in consensus budget meeting December 4th, 7 PM? And invite Patty for input on changing
we'll
the
take that up first.
informational meeting date.
And this is a special budget,
Yeah, just a special budget.
Special budget. or is public, this is still a warned?
Yeah.
Still a warning,
Yeah.
minutes are taken, yeah.
Open meeting.
Yeah.
For the, when I was on the board last, Patty always did the updates, he kept the numbers. Right, and those,
All right. She's not doing that.
Right.
Unless,
And-
yeah.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
And I'm not doing that.
And that was, you know, I thought that like perfect use for the select board system. Starting quickly, I'm wondering if we could do something like ask Elizabeth Cooper if she would be willing to do the budget printouts and updates and copying.
As
Board
a
that
clerk
way.
assistant.
At
on the
at
same-
her current rate of pay, but not out of the clerk budget, out of the select board, whatever the assistant
Right.
would be paid from.
Yeah,
Why don't we come back to that after executive session?
yeah.
Yeah.
They had that same thought. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. The end of the year financials is in the book in there, you know, so we can have a copy of that.
Yeah.
To lay here with us, and with this book, it has the year to date, so it's accessible to us. It's whether they plug it all into the computer. So it's in front of us or not.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we can plug it in and then we can, if we change something. We can update what the proposed, it was some total account for it, so. That's handy, but yeah. The rest of that.
We do have,
it's all accessible.
this computer assistant here that.
Okay, so we'll come back to that aspect of it. Anything else, Carl, under highways?
Not at this time, I think. I think everything's going fairly smooth. If everybody doesn't know, the one down by Tony Janiers that was collapsed in the road that Chuck found and all that, when he went down to do it, Tony had tied onto it and ran it into his pond in his work yard there.
Uh-huh.
And between the road travel portion and where Tony tied onto it was also collapsed once they got the road opened up. So he called me and I went and looked at it. I said, just go get another section of pipe and just, so he was able to hook onto Tony's pipe that's new, that runs out the pond, and lay it back across. The only thing is he had to move it where it came back in the road because of the sweep where Tony had hooked onto it. So he ended up having to widen the ditch in the road a couple of feet to get the pipe all connect. So at 4 o'clock, he was just starting to backfill it when I stopped and checked on him, and they had to go down the next day and dress it up. But I had called Barb and told her that we would most likely be working some out of our highway right away to complete the project, and she was not a problem. Chuck had already been over and talked to her. He talked to the one family up on top of the hill, and of course, when I came up from down there, the hunting camp out toward Dayton Meadows, the guy from Rutland pulled into the store here. I went down to go hunting, so he ended up driving across their lawn to get around the cove by the pond. So the other one come do it. So I think that's all for
Pay
now.
our loan last year.
One, town office. Yeah, sure.
Or just looking at it in.
Yeah, I don't remember when it's due, but yeah. I don't remember the date for it, but.
What number is it?
This is the
Down off the phone.
town office loan payment.
What's the code number there?
30601.
130601.
30601.
We haven't made it yet this
I
year.
haven't made it this year, actual to 11:30, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I see. Yeah, this fiscal year and actual year, it's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sticky.
All it looks like there's a whole bunch of dues, taxes, and reserve, payments to transfers.
Those, yeah, usually those appropriation ones we do all in June. At the end of the year, I mean, we're doing the end of the year. Almost all we need a handful that. If they request them, we pay them, but otherwise they're all done.
So the only real numbers we actually have are from 2024.
Yeah, they do the best, their best guide, yeah.
Gotcha.
Well,
Well, we have.
the end of the year numbers are in the other book in there. So we have,
Oh, good, yeah, gotcha.
so we have access to them,
Right, it's plugging them into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just somebody to take that and plug it into this program, so.
And actual year ended, June 30th, yeah. So we have those numbers.
Okay. I can go get that for Sean now and he can have it.
Yeah, I'm the numbers guy. Definitely didn't avoid that in school.
Penalty for being late, Keep him after, he's really.
That's not an Excel really whiz that drives me nuts.
Okay, so gentlemen, you got the update on the library. Solid waste.
Yeah, solid waste. I have verified with Public Brothers that they do pay the $6 a ton franchise fee. They don't list it anywhere, but they do. They do pay it. So I've got that. And
And that was Pam that was asking for that.
well, it was somebody from the state that
So they come around doing an audit.
supposedly would come around and do it. And I asked them why she couldn't, because we did that same thing a couple of years ago, and I asked her. And I think they printed it just once, and I asked why couldn't she do it again? Like, they can do a one-off line on their statement, and Happy Halloween. They can do a one-off line on their statement saying Happy Thanksgiving, but she said she couldn't print that they paid the $6 a ton franchise fee.
Well, there's nothing happening.
I said, okay. I used to be
Have
a
a $6 franchise.
programmer in a
If you put that
previous life,
on, then
kind of know how to do it. But anyway, not worth arguing on. And according to Hubbard's, we had these two invoices that they're circling in red letters and overdue and finance charge. And so I called and talked to them. I had a whole bunch of these things laid out and asking them what the hell's going on. And according to her, there's a balance forward every month. I said, we don't ever see statements. We don't see statements. We get their bills, we pay them twice a month. We never see a statement of it until these. She said, there's always a balance forward. It just always is, and we've been paying them right along. I said, okay. And Jenny told me not to worry about it, because we don't pay late fees and we're not going to. So I don't know really any more than what I did, but so Carl talking with
Yourselves.
Marcel, same type of deal. And so I asked her to send me every statement for starting this year. So there's an envelope here that Patty saved for me, or Jenny saved for me. So there's all the statements, but it is what it is. We just keep paying our bills like we do. Apparently that's the way it's always been. So I don't know what the deal is. That's solid waste. That's all I've got on solid waste.
Correspondence.
Correspondence. Okay, correspondence. We got I did fill out that values collection thing that we had that was supposed to be due November 15th. I filled that out, so that's taken care of. All that was information. It wasn't an actual invoice or anything yet. I presume that will be coming. We do have our VLCT Unemployment Insurance Trust Annual Renewal Assessment, which they decreased their overall average rates by 7.2%. And one page here, the contribution calculation for 2026. The total contribution is $574, and on the back page, it's $604. So I think maybe the total is supposed to be 604, and then by reducing it, it comes down to 574 or something. I don't know. Anyway, we do have that. We got a notice from Green Mountain Power that there's going to be power interruption Wednesday, December 3rd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. In the event of bad weather, it'll be the following day, December 4th.
It's good.
And that's from
Is that a
9
heist?
That's from 9 to 1. We got the report and the appropriation request from Southwestern Vermont Council on Aging, $750. I've got to see if that's the same as last year.
which one is that?
Usually they typically have been. We got the report from the Vermont Association of Conservation Districts and their appropriation request of $200. Last year it was $250. And same with Rutland Mental Health Services, their report and appropriation request of $867. And that's what we got for correspondence.
Thank you.
And that's all here if anybody wants to look at any of it.
Brings us to the orders. Orders.
Board orders.
Got a few things left to do tonight.
For the.
And with the appropriation request, so we have a separate file folder right near this board mail that I just put the appropriations in there so we can look at it. Do a budget. For Thank you.
I mean, other than the no sleep, it's pretty magical.
It'll be rains, rain like 70 degrees.
78, yeah, is that the time?
Well,
Was that right?
it was for our first two, not our the last.
$1,038 for the compressor.
It's a pretty good one.
That's the way it's here.
Press like this big inside the room. It's free, it just needs a new switch. So I can get around to it. Yeah, I've got a big old compressor, but there's been a lot of times I never got around to draining it when I should have. It's big, some of these things are really shit. What is it?
Right here on the invoice says payment by credit card after time of invoice incurs an additional fee.
Of course.
Yeah, the old credit card.
Well,
I got some meat and whole violet yesterday.
Old what?
Whole violet, that baby.
Oh, old.
Yeah.
Not old violet.
Old violet. I mean,
Isaac's already just like, oh. Old violet.
She's a little sweetheart.
just this morning smiled at us like consciously. Every other time it's been in her sleep. Yeah, she gave us a little half smile. That was really doing a good job.
Either way, we have some friends coming over for Thanksgiving, and we've got an 11-month-old, but I feel like kind of Leia has Jody of like when we pick up by oh
Right.
I think
Bitch.
I don't think that conversation is gonna ever come again. We were just talking about with Kat when mom was with her kind of early on. So I was saying, so Arlo's 11 months. I'm like, so is he walking? Like, I guess he's running, right? No, he's crawling. He just started crawling. I'm like, oh. This cat, when she was 10, my mom was visiting. We were both looking at her, and she was on her knees, and she jumped up from her knees, like caught air, got her feet under her, and took off at 10 months. And realized, oh, it was like harder, and it has continued to be. So. You get the fun experience, another 7-8 months to understand everything that babies can get to that you didn't realize was a problem.
And have some stuff and not gonna be pretty. We're thinking about leaving some of the handles off all the low cabinets for the new kitchens. Good luck to them.
I think probably have already. We've got like the outlet. I think I probably have a bunch of those around if we need it. We used to have the kind of pricey locks for cabinets. The cat would just grab a cabinet and rip the thing right off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have pets too, or
The cat.
what's a cat thing?
He stayed away. He's like, all right, I'm ready to go out. As soon as she starts crying. That's what I birth now.
We were lucky with ours. He was my dad's, and when my dad passed, we lived up with him, and but yeah, they're all 3 kids. He was like very. None of the kids have an eye patch, so he was a big cat. But I've got some pictures of him just like sleeping against them.
Nice, the Conservation Commission drawing that tree.
I noticed
You get a
that
$50 discount.
they've got their own small budget in here. Somewhere. $500 or something. Somewhere.
Anyone respond to that email that Patty sent with Sally's question about the scheduling the date?
Yeah, I wrote to Sally.
Oh, okay, so you've done.
Yeah.
No, only $200.
And so when I do something like that, I mean, I can't hit reply all because that it would reply to Patty.
Right.
Instead of to Sally, but do you all want to be copied on that so you know it's done? Or
Yeah, I mean, that was what I was having difficulty with back when Herb was like, I didn't know who was in touch with who, I guess. It seems like it makes more sense if everyone, I know it's a lot of emails. But like
Well, I think
everyone's,
I think you could. I'll look it up and just get, because I think there's just a thing that you could do a group things.
like, well, this
And
season.
you just type in that group and then
Yeah.
autofills.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm wondering if it would be helpful just so we like,
Yeah.
so that we
We've not left wondering.
Yeah, because I just had that left and I tried to get the emails and I just was like, there, pictures, answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of emails. This is. I was saying with
save paper.
I was telling somebody at the library, it's like, I've had this email forever, but I might create a new email or stuff, because I try not to have anything signed up and I got like throwaway email, but somehow I still end up with way too much of losing stuff here and there.
Is all the stuff that's coming from our new site here, is that all legitimate or?
Some of it's not.
The first day of school,
Some of it's just, yeah, it's just.
Thanksgiving week,
Although I did appreciate the first law fact. Did you see that?
probably not.
For the first town meeting was 1784, I think. That was one of the little facts, and the select board at the time they passed the first law for the town, which was swine shall not run wild. Yeah, it came over from the historical society that tidbit. So.
Wild swine.
Well, there is no the road down and down. There is. They're not following our law. We could.
That's in Poland.
Oh, is it over?
That's around the corner from Middletown.
Oh, I get that. It is just past. All right, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was walking down with a pail of grain and probably 8-10 followed the other morning.
Oh no! They're
Closer one, right?
just a
blue-
single
blue.
this single pig.
Oh, Sarah's?
Yeah, now and then.
Oh, yeah.
Now and then.
Not anymore.
No,
I think that one passé, I believe.
I think I saw this recently, maybe last year. Like it's been a year.
No, I think it was.
I think early on when we lived here, I was driving by and it's like
I think so.
saw it walking down the road. I stopped and nothing, nobody answered. I was like, all right, I don't know, I gotta go to work.
The trailer's next, trailer next door. Go over and visit there. That was her mother's place.
Yeah, no, Holtby, I stopped and let them know that they were out the one time. I came up and like, our pigs are out. Like when I got the door, I'm like, yeah.
If you're getting them, Carl, you're gonna have them still fill out a time sheet, or
I told him
it's gonna be a royal pain in the ass for
We
you to.
we needed more.
So is the time, I mean, the time clock is the redundant part, right? They
Yeah,
still need to do
yes,
the time sheet.
and if there's any doubt, if they punch in the clock, like. If you punch in it, typically I would say if you punch in at 5:56 AM, that means you're starting at 6 and.
Yeah.
And if you punch, whatever, but yeah, but you still write down what you actually did for the day or where you. Yeah. It's in the meanwhile.
Chuck wants I received a printout. In the documents with all these codes. So that's what I was waiting for,
Oh, that's-
financials, so I could give the copy of the financials with the codes on there. So Chuck would have them to know where we are financially for the year.
Oh, yeah.
And he sees no reason why they can't put these payroll codes on with their time to to take care of that issue.
On the punch box then?
Well, that, before that was put in place, so.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, generally they probably could if they're having coffee break or lunch or something or whatever. Probably could, yeah, we would. Would.
On the road, commissioner side, has there been any updates on getting the CBL?
The social security card and birth certificate was supposed to be taken in today to schedule it.
Good, okay.
That was what the last report that I got. So he was at the garage when I came back from the town. Well, Chuck had already left, so I don't know if he just got back from Rutland.
And then was it Robert that was saying or somebody was saying that the scheduling on it is like a couple months out.
Well, at least a month is what I'm talking about too.
So it's getting
I
dicey.
passed that on to him, so.
Mhm.
So do you have any idea when that balance started carrying forward for us?
No.
I thought last meeting we looked at one of them statements that had no balance coming forward.
Person in Hubbard said there's always been a balance and
That's also computer info.
this started as of 12/31/24. Balance is 4,200 and change. January was 4,100. February. She's not, she just copied it. She's not showing the balance as of, but as of February 4th, it was 3,300. March, 4,100. And every month there's a finance charge, $35 or whatever.
No, no wonder it shouldn't worry about
But
it.
Jenny says we aren't paying that. And April was 3,600. May, 3,700. June, 6,600. July, 4,700. August, 6,800. So, yeah, I guess there is always a balance, a running balance. And, you know, we typically, we get an invoice around the 15th or, you know, the second week of the month when we meet, and the fourth week, and we pay off the invoice, not off the statement.
All right,
That's
And
what we need to look at.
And nothing has changed as far as I know until we got this little, you know, little red thing in there, a little scribble on it. I guess that's why Jenny showed it to us. I guess, I don't know.
right.
But we say we've never seen a statement as far as I know of. We pay off the invoice all the time. I've never seen a running statement.
It's just like the Noble's receipts that Chuck gave me as written, you know, to code. Well, we need to paid the total bill.
All right,
We don't have these problems.
yeah, that'd be,
So since 2024, so more than a year and a half, we've been running as little as 3,300 balance and as high as 6,700 balance
and that big one showed because it was
right after large
right
number.
after big dump day.
So until the end of the month.
And
Yeah.
so it's been on the way down to. Yeah. Denver is back down to 5,800. Instead of 7,800, 7,700. Yeah, I see September showed 7,700, or excuse me, 1st of October. 7,700, and then, 1st of November, it's back down to 5,800. So
That's very bizarre.
it's freaking bizarre. I'm not an accountant, but
You could ask the auditors to look into when's the last time we had a zero balance?
yeah.
Yeah. Remember back in the day when we used to get checks for recycling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. How long ago were you on board?
So paper was worse off.
Yeah.
I will move to approve the orders as presented.
Oh, sorry.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Any other business before we go into executive session? Hearing none. Oh, I move to go into executive session to discuss personnel
8:58.
issues at
8:58.
8:58.
Okay,
Okay.
you know,
Let me check that you weren't just miming this.
this one, yeah, I've been doing AS.
Get in trouble with Crystal. Got in their business.
Exit at 9:39, and our action item will be that I'll send Patty an email. We'll invite Patty to our
Okay.
budget meeting December 4th.
Patty Kent.
Patty can.
And we will appoint
Yeah.
Jeffrey Pardis
Mhm. Yeah.
as trustee of public fund. Well, I will move to appoint Jeffrey Pardis as trustee of public monies.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Who should clerk contact him?
I'll keep contacting him.
Isaac will contact him. Great.
Your assistant will take care of that.
Pardon?
Your assistant will take care of that.
I designate.
Yeah.
Your vice.
Mhm.
Good. Any other business? Hearing none.
I'll move to adjourn.
9:40. I'll second that.
Oh, I got you slipping here.
So I think actually Robert's rules, you don't need a second
You
to
don't
adjourn.
need a second to adjourn, but
So I'm adjourning.
you're good.